Good morning. I just got home from taking the dog for a walk because I didn't have to go to work this morning. It felt wonderful. It felt absolutely fantastic to wake up kind of on my own. I still wake up early, just my body has that innate clock. Not as early as I typically wake up, but I got to sleep in a tiny bit. And then, today is Friday, and even though it's Friday, we had the day off of school, which is wonderful. And it's Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day. Today's Friday, February 14th. Oh boy, we're feeling funny today. Hey, good morning. Good morning, Callie. We are on this beautiful Valentine's Day. It is not September. It is February. Maybe I still need to go back to bed. And we are playing Connections. Let's do it. All right. I wonder how many of these puzzles today are going to be Valentine, Cupid related, We'll see. Okay. Surprise, humor, see, straight, baby, rattle, boo, creek, hiss, bay, gotcha, pamper, shed, guess who, indulge, and slither. I see a couple of games. I see guess who is a game. Slither is technically a game. Slither.io. All the kids love to play it in my computer lab. Pamper, bay, hiss, shed. Something that's rattling, something that's creaking, something that's making an off noise. Boo. Gotcha. Surprise. Those ones have to go together. Guess who? Let's see. We still doing all right on the internet connection there? Looks like we lost it for a little while. There it is. We're back. To baby, to pamper, to indulge, and to humor, to mollycoddle. Yeah, that's a great word. I haven't heard that word in a long, long time. To mollycoddle. Okay. I see some funny ones. I see a creek, but it's spelled wrong. It's like creek, like the noise, instead of creek as a body of water. The sea, S-E-A, as the ocean. A bay, as in like the Bay of Fundy, B-A-Y. And then straight, but I think the G-H they drop. How funny. And that was the hardest one. Okay. These things associated with a snake. Snakes will shed their skin. Snakes will hiss. Snakes will rattle, and they'll slither. Things a rattlesnake does, yeah. Nice, we did okay there. Words to say to an unsuspecting person. Boo! Gotcha! Guess who? And surprise. Mollycoddle, I love that word. I haven't heard that word in so long. To baby, to humor, to indulge, and to pamper. Whenever I come up with an idea that I need to, it may go well, it may not go well. I say, well, humor me. I always use that one, humor me. I actually dropped a fairly large ask on my principal, thinking, oh, she might nix this one, and she totally went with it. So I teach photography and video and TV broadcast, and in my room, I'm very fortunate. The room I have has this extra bump out of literally 16 feet. It's about 16 by 18. It's this huge space. My desk is on one side, and then the other side I have a stand for photography backdrops. And so I've got all my lights and everything. It's totally set up for a photo studio. But the flooring is just that tile, kind of randomly colored tile on the floor. And every time I do a photo shoot and I do a full body shot, I need to Photoshop out the floor, which is annoying. And so I asked her, I said, I could do it myself, or we could have like a work order and like the district comes in and does it. Could I have the tile ripped out in just that area, just this like 16 by 18 space, and put in just white tile, just plain white tile? It would make it feel different in that space. It would feel more professional to be in this extra area, and it would save me time, and it would honestly save the district money because they're not having to pay me to Photoshop out the floor out of hundreds and hundreds of photos. So, and I sent this kind of big ask, I think it's a big ask, to the to the principal, and she totally went with it. She didn't write me back initially in the email, but I saw her. I was just in the office during lunch, and I said, "Hey, did you see my email?" And she said, "Yeah, did you see my response?" Usually that is a good sign, I hope. And she said, "Yeah, I will totally, absolutely. In fact, I already sent the request in." I was like, "What? Are you kidding me? That's amazing." So my floor is going to be this beautiful white, like matte white tile. And so when they go to, wax the floors, it's not like an extra thing. I even told her, I said, if I did it myself, I wouldn't be ripping the tile out. I'd be putting tiles on top of the existing tile, which would be impossible to clean come, the cleaning in the summer. But she humored me. That was the word today, humor. All right, let's do the mini crossword. What each knuckle represents in a famous mnemonic device. Let's see. Mnemonic device, that's January, February, March. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Right? Am I thinking that wrong? Maybe I'm thinking that one wrong. We'll come back to it. Maybe different mnemonic device. Best Picture nominee starring Mickey Madison. Ooh. I don't know that one. Something set on a microwave. Like a timer? Maybe a timer. Here's to Love. Here's to Love. Cheers. But that's too long. Hear, hear. Toast. Maybe a toast. Here's to Love. A toast. Burnt ends. Oh, love burnt ends. Not glossy as a photo. Oh my gosh, did you hear that when I was telling my story? I literally said, yeah, these matte white tiles. There it is. That's amazing. I can see the future. Publication with the headline, History Size Repeats Itself. Oh my gosh, that is one of my favorite Onion articles. Onion. Every time something stupid happens, every time, sadly, every time there's a school shooting, it goes, the Onion posts something like, surprisingly this happens in the only place that this happens. It's so funny the way they post it. The Onion, I follow the Onion on Instagram, and they have the goofiest, just stupidest things, and it sadly, the line between reality and satire is so blended. I show these things to my coworkers sometimes, and they go, "Oh my gosh, did he really?" Or, no, it's satire, but I mean, it could be, right? Could be. A wanderer is a nomad. But the down ones are a lot easier today than the across ones. Lock of hair. Oh, I know this. A tress of hair. Comedian Kevin. Oh, with a name that's fitting for Valentine's Day. Kevin Hart. We have some friends named the Harts, and they spell it that way, H-A-R-T. Okay, so, oh my gosh. Now that we've done the down puzzle, the down clues, the across ones make so much more sense. What each knuckle represents in a famous mnemonic device. I was so super overthinking that. Just months. It represents months. I started putting in which months. Oh gosh. Yeah. All right, I would not have gotten this one. Best Picture nominee starring Mickey Madison, Honora. I don't know that one. Something set on a microwave. Is that a recent movie or is that a older movie? I've never even heard of that one. For being a video production teacher, you'd think I would be more connected to modern movies, but I don't know, just disconnected, I guess. Something set on a microwave. Yeah, timer. I didn't even have to second guess that one. I totally got that one. Timer. Here's to love. A toast. That's our first kind of Valentine's-y clue that we've gotten today. Oh, delicious. Burnt ends. I could subside on brisket, burnt ends, sausage, anything on the grill. Anything on the grill. Just delicious. Smoker, anything cooked on a Traeger or something. Oh, it's delicious. Not glossy as a photo. Matte. Which is funny because I used the matte literally like 2 minutes before the puzzle. I had said, I wanted these new tiles in my room, and the principal totally greenlit my idea. I said, yeah, in the email, I said it would be really nice if they were matte white tiles, so there's not a huge reflection coming off the ground each time. And then one of the answers is matte. That's so funny. Publication with the headline, History Size Repeats Itself. The Onion. I love so many things The Onion does. Some of them are just goofy, silly, but then some of them are very poignant to the day. A wanderer is a nomad. A lock of hair, a tress of hair. And comedian Kevin Hart with a name that's fitting for Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, all of you. Hopefully you have someone that you love right by your side today. All right, let's do the Wordle. Hey, you know what? In honor of Valentine's Day, let's do heart. No help. Oh, okay, we got the T. I was like, oh no, what have we done? So then let's come up with a non-intersecting word. How about, we already said the R. We already said a T. Oh, we already said a T. Poing. I'm trying to come up with a non-intersecting word, meaning like a word that doesn't use any of those letters. Oh, here's one. Sound. Heart sound. No help. Oh, okay, at the end. Great. Same as the first one. Can we come up with a third one? We have to. We just have to. Oh, but what? But what? My keys are doing that thing where it doubles letters again. Let's see. It's tough where I only have one vowel left. I mean, there's a Y too. We could use the Y somehow. Like... Gifty, is that a word? That's not a word. Gimby. Gimli? Well, that's an I, isn't it? I'm trying to come up with a non-intersecting word, a word that only uses the ones we haven't guessed yet. And I'm having a hard time because I only have a Y and an I left. Oh, that's a word. Wimpy. See, there's always non-intersecting words. Oh, that totally helped. Okay. Good. All right, so we know it's a consonant I, probably consonant, right? So if we did like T-I, D-G-Y, right? Something like that. Tingy, Tim. That's not a word. Tilly. Okay, so what if it was the other way around? What if it was D-I, and then something, T-Y? Like dirty, but R's not one of the letters. What if it was the T? T-I. Oh, this is not making sense. Okay, or I'm leading myself astray and there's a new letter that starts it. I. Or it goes T-D-Y. Not usually. The D and the T don't usually go together. Why am I not getting this? It usually just stands out. If I've got all of these letters minus one... That's not a word. I mean, there's another word, but the double D might work there, but I don't think that's the word they're looking for. Nor do I think that's a word in the English language that would show up in the dictionary. Okay, even though... I mean, it would tell us if the D goes there. So what? What? Okay, so for sure it's D-I. Difty. That's not a word. Dighty. That's not a word. What is it? I'm at a loss here. Like, maybe I'm like having a mini stroke or something. Like, what? That's a word? Is it just Diddy? Oh my heck. Double T. It's a double letter, guys. It's a double letter. Oh my gosh. That one threw me for one. That one totally threw me for one. Okay, we usually get it on the fourth. Look at that. We usually get it on the fourth. But man, today just absolutely, I don't know. It didn't resonate. Diddy, like Diddy Kong. I don't know. Sure. Welcome, you new guys. There's a ton of you. Yeah. Hey, Cricket, thank you for shouting out. Sometimes people shout out the answer, and sometimes it's really obvious and you're just screaming the answer at me in the chat, but I tend to not look at the chat. In fact, I've got my OBS window covering the chat so that I don't see the answer. I don't want to see the answer. I usually like to struggle through this one myself. Some of the other ones, right, like the Strands puzzle or letterbox or something. It's always fun when people help kind of dive in and find words together. But for some reason, specifically the Wordle, I love to just sort of discover it for myself. Even though maybe you're like screaming the answer to me in the comments in the chat, so totally fine. I just think that's really funny. So we started with heart in honor of Valentine's Day, and it gave us no help until the very end, which was the T. And then I came up with a non-intersecting word, a word that doesn't use any of those letters, and I came up with sound, which gave us no help until the very last letter, which was D. And then I was trying to think of a third one. If I can come up with a third one, usually by then I've got how many letters there are and how many letters there are not in the puzzle, which letters are and which letters are not. And that one led me to Wimpy. I came up with Wimpy, and that gave us the I and the Y. So then I'm trying to think of a word that uses, like, here the T can't go at the end, it's a Y now, so maybe it's a T-I something D-Y or D blank Y. And even though we had already used the R, I thought, maybe let's try it. Let's use the R, or for dirty. And it gave me all the letters except for that R, and I'm thinking, gosh, what the heck? Why is there no, there's got to be a word that's D-I blank T-Y. So I went through all of the remaining letters, D-I-Q-T-Y, D-I-F-T-Y. I'm like, what the heck? Where are these words coming from? And apparently D-I-C-T-Y, dicty, I've never heard that word before. But apparently that's a word. So that gave up one of our guesses, and then I'm like, okay, well, what if it's a double letter, right? And I came up with ditty, which is really funny because a ditty is like a cute little song. And then yesterday the puzzle was a genre of music. It was rumba, and I play the rumba on the drums, so it was kind of interesting to have that one come out. Yeah, double. Sometimes you're just like, there is no other word. It's got to be a double letter. Exactly. Okay. So let's do the Strands. All right, it's going to look silly until I click that button there. Cool. All right, so if you've never played Strands before, this is a really fun one. It's kind of like a word search, but the words snake around. And it's always this exact same size, and it always has a theme, and sometimes the theme is a stretch, right? The theme is like, it's the other sense of the word, that kind of thing. It's really funny. So today's theme is, will you be my Valentine? I like looking at corners to see if the corners kind of give away like an ER or a CK or a TH, or a double letter sometimes. So will you be my Valentine? What is going to be the theme? I see love. Okay, it's not love. I see HEART. Maybe is it this heart? No. Poke. Mono? Oh, man. Mono. Hopefully you don't get mono from your Valentine date. Yeah, good thinking. But then that would leave the S all isolated in the corner. Okay, will you be my Valentine? I saw heart. I saw love. Let's see. I almost see. I thought I saw like amour, but it doesn't fit there. This is a tricky one. Once you uncover the theme, it makes more sense. You know, you have to kind of unravel the theme. I'll get my mouse out of the way so you guys can look at it too. Yeah. We already did heart. I'm seeing all these, like, what could be. Pose. Should we use the hint today? I don't usually like using the hint. I'm really good at not using the hints. But today I am just really struggling to even find words that make sense here. There are 7 words. Okay, let's slow down a minute. We don't need to use the hint yet. 7 words. One of them is the spangram. Spangram goes all the way across. And gosh. So I'm thinking out loud here. If there's 7 words, one of them's a spangram, so then that means there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So maybe they are fairly large words. Maybe they're pretty large words then. I see ing. ing is helpful. Year. Will you be my Valentine? Like you go on a date, you get flowers for somebody. There's flowers in there? I don't even see a W. I feel like I see the word poison up here. I don't want to give anybody poison. Bean. I'm seeing all these small words. But I know if there are 6 words in a spangram, 7 altogether, then they're fairly large words. They're going to take up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, up to 10 letters each. They're going to be larger. Smoke. All right. We don't usually use the hint, but maybe we need it today. Will you be my Valentine? Angel? Angel. Okay, Cupid is an angel. What? So what else? So, what else about? You might send cards. Will you be my Valentine? Chocolates? Maybe. Oh, is there an? Let's see. There's an H. I don't see a C next to it. or candy. I gave each of my kids a box of little heart-shaped box of candy this morning. It was funny. It was really cute. Pookie? No way. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. These are all like pet names for someone that's your Valentine. Okay, good call on that one. Okay, Cricket's on my team. Oh gosh. What are we calling people? Oh no, this hurts. Snookums? Oh no. It's not correct. Maybe we spelled it wrong. Snookums. Oh heavens. Oh gosh, these pet names. Deer. Nope. Back up. Dear me. Hear. I was gonna say sweetheart. I see one. Love bug. Pookie. Thanks for Pookie. Yep. Love bug. Oh, I see the spangram. This has got to be the spangram. Endearment. Terms of endearment. I've never once called my wife Pookie. I'm going to go upstairs and call her Pookie, see what she says. Snookums. Who uses these words? You might use these words for a dog or something. I've never once ever used these words. Oh, for sure. Honey. EY. There we go. Honey. And then there's the ing. It was darling. Darling. Oh my gosh. Will you be my Valentine? Terms of endearment. Like Snookums. Pookie. Oh my gosh. Angel. Love bug. Honey. Darling. I use honey a lot. I think maybe once or twice I've said darling, but oh my gosh, these words. That is too funny. Yeah, I'm cracking up over here. All right, now we're going to play one of my favorites, and honestly, this is a sleeper. You guys, seriously, if you're not playing Letterbox, this one is so good. You have 12 letters, and you need to span across the box to create words. You cannot use can't use two letters on the same side, one after the other. So, like, I can't use, like, a NM word or an OG word. I don't know. NM, probably don't use it very much, but and you have to do it in 6 words, and one links to the next. So the last letter of the first word becomes the first letter of the second word, and they link together. It's such a fun puzzle. Just off the cuff, there is no E in this puzzle. Typically, if it's harder letters, they give you more chances, right? They give you more words to come up with. So, and then, gosh, there's an X. Here, let's just familiarize ourselves with the puzzle. We'll go around the horn here, and we'll find it. A, U, and X. And then on this side, we've got D, B, and T. M, I, and N. Z, and O, and G. Okay, so for sure, Z is going to be tough. And X is going to be tough. There's no S. There's no R. And there's no S. Oh my gosh. There's no E. Oh my gosh, this is going to be a tough puzzle. This is going to be a really tough one. Oh, I can't do doubt. See, as soon as you start doing this one, you start finding words that can't work. Doubt can't be a word because there's BT. Dang. Is there ing? Oh, no. I and N are on the same side, so we can't do ing words. Oh, this is going to be so tough. Yeah. Okay, we don't have to start with a D. So, what are some words that are going to get rid of this X? Oh, gosh. It's not OXI, it's OXY. Oh my gosh, I can't even do max. Look, M-A-X. A and X are on the same side. Oh, there's no S. Gosh, throw me a bone. Oh, Sammy Zersky making these puzzles. You are killing me. Moxibustion. That's one word that I know that has X in the middle that could possibly work here. Moxie? Not a word. Oh my gosh, we're going to be at this puzzle forever. I'm trying to think of this. How about, okay, clear your mind. Clear your mind. Let's come up with one that has a Z in it. We can do Z. Z's fine. Maybe. But that would have an E in it. Oh, man. Yeah, Xing. We'd come up with something that has that in it. Oh my gosh. Everything I'm coming up with has the Z, ing, or with an E on it. Oh, this would be so much easier if it had an E in the puzzle. Can't do Xanadu. Z, or is it Z or X? I was thinking it was X. X-A-N-A-D-U. Can we spell it with a Z? Is there an alternate spelling? Not a word. Yeah, it is with an X. We just can't use the X-A. Oh, man. There's no L. We could say galaxy. We can't because there's not a Y either. Oh my gosh, what a puzzle. There's no R. I was going to say Oxnard. I think Oxnard is a word. And I can't do an ing. Amazing. I'm really struggling on this one. Without an E, without an S. I have 6 words. I just literally can't think of words that have an X in them or a Z in them that don't also have an E or an ing. Sometimes we get lucky plugging in just random letters and they are words. Most of the time, no, though. There's not an L. Can't do double or doubt. That's not in English. The Spanish word for apple, manzana. Manza. Okay, ignore the Z, ignore the X. What other words can we make? Okay, that's a great word, gambit. There's no C. I can't see toxic. Toxin. Oh, but the I in the end. Ugh. How about taxi? T-A-X. No! Oh, gosh. This is such a hard one. There's no P. I could say topaz. But then that would leave us on the Z. And there's no P either, so. How about T-O-M-B, tomb. Leaves us on the B. Booza. I can use letters more than once, but I can't double letters, right? Like a ZZ, like buzzing. Buns. Keep your buns warm. Bunza. Then you have to start with the X. Oh, we could. Wait. Hold on. That's a good idea. Box. And then I don't know any words that start with X. She. She's. Oh, great word. Gosh, I love that word. How did we not see that before? Bound. B-O-U-N-D. Gorgeous word. And then what are we left with? Those two stupid letters. Those two letters we knew were going to be tough from the beginning. So if we have to drain the swamp and just start over, remember gambit, tomb, and bound. Those are great words. Gambit, tomb, and bound. Now what? We're on the D. Danzig. That's a proper name. Oh gosh, what's his first name? From the Misfits. Lead singer, real dark attitude kind of guy. Is that a word? Dixit? What? Is that a game? It's a game? I've never heard of that one. Gosh, thank you. I seriously actually need your help on this one. I usually fly through this puzzle, but oh my gosh, today is not helping. Today is a very, very tough one. Dixit. I'm going to look that one up. Okay, maybe after the puzzle, I'll look it up. Dixit. Oh my gosh. Okay, and then T could lead us to Taz. Is Taz a word? Oh, I can't do N-I. Tasmania. Glenn. Thank you, Glenn. Yeah, Glenn Danzig. From the Misfits. I was trying to think of his name. T. So we have two words to work with. If we can even just think of a word that has a Z in it, then one could lead over to the other. You know what I mean? If we had like T A N G, tang, and then our last word, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a sixth word. Help me out, guys. Is there a Z word? Something with a Z in it? How about like, this is our last word. Golly. Oh, really? Does it fit? Does it work? Oh my gosh, you're my hero. Yes, gizmo. Yes. I use that word all the time. Yeah, hand me that gizmo, that thing. You know, you can't think of the word. You say gizmo. Oh my gosh, what a puzzle. Well, that was a team effort. That was absolutely a team effort. Gizmo. Oh, yeah, here. Zero, let me fill you in here. So it's so fun. Seriously, it's so fun. Usually, today was super hard, but usually there's 12 letters around, and you're trying to span across, and you can't use two letters one after the other on the same side, right? So we couldn't use, like, what did we try? We tried, like, Z-A, or Z-A. What did we try? Oh, I-N-G. We couldn't do I-N because I-N was on the same side. I tried doubt, D-O-U-B-T, but I couldn't use B-T because it was on the same side. Just tough one. Man, oh man. So thank you for your help. No, like seriously, legitimately, I would have been stuck on this one. A lot of times my kids, when I come upstairs after our live stream and I go, you know, oh, the puzzles were great today. They say, whoa, I want to do it too. And I'm like, well, maybe don't do the letterbox today. You will be working on this one forever. Here, I have a college level vocabulary and I needed help from the chat. So thank you. Oh, is that a word? Tisano? Yeah, it's really fun. And sometimes, I mean, this was a very challenging one. Like, you happen to come up on, like, the highest level. This one was very tough. Typically, it's a lot less grueling than this one. Oh my gosh. Well, let's recap. We did great on the puzzles today. If you are hoping to do the puzzles for yourself today, avert your eyes because we're going to go over the connections, the mini crossword, the Wordle, the Strands, and the letterbox. But otherwise, stick around and I'll show you how I ended up doing it. So today on the connections puzzle, where you're creating 4 groups of 4 clustering words together to see what the meanings, the shared meaning was, how they're connected, how they're related to each other. And typically it's the green puzzle. The green category is the easiest one, but here you go. You see I got it last. And then goes the yellow, and then the blue, and then the purple. Purple is always the stretch, right? It's the one that's the most challenging. Things a rattlesnake does. Well, I guess we should start at the top, the order I did them. Words to say to an unsuspecting person. Boo! Gotcha! Guess who? Or surprise. Maybe you're going to surprise. Love that word. I haven't used that one in a long time. Mollycoddle. Baby, to baby someone, to humor someone, to indulge, and to pamper. And just about a half hour ago, I went on a story how I had the had the principal humor me yesterday, thinking full well she would say no to this cockamamie project that I had. This kind of just out of this world project. I want to tear up some of the tile in my photo studio, which is now just kind of random color tile, like a school. You've been to a school before. Those kind of randomly spaced tiles that are just kind of colors everywhere. And I said, it'd be really nice if it was all white in that photo studio so that I didn't have to Photoshop it out 500 million times. And she totally went with it. I thought she'd be like, well, let's not do that. Let's come up with some other solution. And she was just like, nope, we're doing it. So it was pretty awesome. So she indulged me in a pretty crazy thing, and she ended up going with it, which is pretty awesome. And then to pamper. Homophones of bodies of water. I thought this one was, it came out to me as I was looking at the 8 that were left, and I'm going, hold on, I see a bay, like the bay. Like I had a bay by my house where I grew up, a creek, but the body of water, the river creek, is Creek, and then a sea, Sea, like a sea of all the seas, the Bering Sea and the Strait of Gibraltar, but I think they dropped the GH for those ones. And then things that a rattlesnake does: they hiss, they rattle, they shed, and they slither. And they freak me out. That's what they do best. They freak me out. Okay. In the mini crossword today, we ended up doing great. What each knuckle represents in a famous mnemonic device. That is the way here in America that we remember if the date has, the month has, more days or less days. It's, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, right? And you go up and down on the knuckles, or the spaces between the knuckles. And so I was putting, January, so J for January, March, and it was not even close. It's just months, right? I'm overthinking it. Sometimes it's the easiest one. You just overthink it sometimes. Month. Here, I'm going to click that button right there. Okay, Best Picture nominee starring Mickey Madison, Anora. That is a new one to me. Is that a newer movie? For being the video production teacher at the school, you would think that I'd be more hip to the modern cinema, but I haven't had time for a lot of movie pop culture stuff. So I sometimes I just don't know those ones. Something to set on the microwave. You set the timer. Here's to love, for example, a toast to love. Burnt ends. Okay, if any of you have a smoker at your house, a Traeger grill or something, I would love to come over because I love, brisket and sausage and, all the slow cook stuff and the grill stuff, steak. Oh my gosh, come to your house. But burnt ends, delicious. Not glossy as a photo, is matte, M-A-T-T-E. And what I find interesting about that is when I was telling my story, you guys just barely heard my story about, wanting to replace the tiles. I said in my email, and I said when I was explaining my story, that I would like the tiles to be matte white, not shiny, but matte white. And then here we started the mini crossword puzzle, and one of the answers is matte, M-A-T-T-E, not shiny, not glossy. Publication with the headline, History Size Repeats Itself, with the Onion. I follow the Onion on Instagram, and it's all satire, right? But I was just saying that, the satire now, for some reason, satire and reality are the line is blurred now, right? There's not as much common sense. I like to say common sense is not very common anymore. Wanderer, a nomad, a lock of hair, a tress of hair. haven't used that word in a long time, a tress of hair. And then comedian Kevin Hart. Hart with a name that's fitting for Valentine's Day. That's cute. Okay, and then we saw the Wordle. Okay, so with the Wordle today, we started, in honor of Valentine's Day, I started with the 5-letter word heart, H-E-A-R-T, not Kevin Hart, H-A-R-T. And that gave us only the T, but it's in the wrong place, and that's okay. And then my second word, I don't try for it. If you try for it, you're just gonna, you're not gonna get it. So my second strategy is to come up with a non-intersecting word, a word that doesn't use any of those first 5 letters. And I came up with sound. Sound. And the sound had the D, but nothing else. And I'm trying for another non-intersecting word, another word that doesn't use any of those first 10 letters. Even though we know that there's a T and a D, I'm still coming up with just words that use only the unguessed letters. And it took me a while, but I came up with wimpy. That's a good word, wimpy. Diary of a Wimpy Kid. And that gave us the I and the Y at the end. So now it's up to me to sort of rearrange the letters and come up with where does the T go? Where does the D go, right? We're kind of reorganizing these letters here. And I thought, okay, if it's D-I, then, D-I what? D-I blank, T-Y. And even though I already guessed the R, I was like, well, dirty is a word, and that would at least tell me, is there another, is that the order of the letters, or do we have to switch them again? And dirty was not it, but it did tell us that the D and the I and the T and the Y are correct. Just the middle letter we need to figure out. And so I went through all of the other letters, like all of those letters that still needed to be filled. I tried D-I-Q-T-Y, D-I-F-T-Y, D-I-G-T-Y. I tried the K and the L, and I'm like, what the heck? And then I finally got to the C, and apparently dicty is a word. That's a new one for me. That is an absolutely new one for me. I'd never heard that word. In fact, maybe let's look it up together. Let's see if, I need to open a new tab is what I need to do. Dicty, chiefly in African American usage, ostentatiously stylish. Oh, someone that's dicty is stylish, pretentious. Up there in the Dicty, Detroit suburb, living the so-called good life. Interesting. High class, snobbish or haughty. That's a new one for me. Dicty. Conversation. Note the noun, it's from Greek. Dicty, combining form. Dictio. It's not used very often. That's for certain. Here I am looking it up, and it's definitely not used very often. And then I thought, okay, well, it's not this random letter, and it can't be divty, so it must be that double letter, right? Either did-t or ditty, right? Ditty's a word, right? Play a little ditty. Silly little song, a ditty. That's great. And then today on the Strands puzzle, which of course the strand was Valentine themed. The theme today was Will You Be My Valentine? And we did okay on that one. Let's see. So all of these, it took me a while to figure out what the theme. Honora is a 2024 theme or film, excuse me. Okay, I'm not in the know. So all of these are just like pet names, I guess. Pet names for your Valentine. Pookie. Somebody in the chat found Pookie. And then Snookums. What? I would never say Snookums. That's such a silly name, Snookums. The spangram, the yellow one, the spangram was endearment, right? Terms of endearment. I think I'd be more likely to say some of these to a dog than a person. I call my wife honey quite often, or sweetheart, but sweetheart was not on there. Darling, I see darling on there. Angel, that's a cute one, angel. And love bug. Do people actually call their significant other love bug? Yeah, all pet names. Isn't that funny? Okay, and then we left off today on Strands. Oh, and we were going to look that up. We were going to look up... Here, let's see. Dixit. D-I-X-I-T. Okay. Dixit. An assertion made but not proved. Or I suppose I could show you guys these too, huh? Here, let's pull it up. And then I click this button right there. There it is. Dixit. One entry for Dixit. Ipse Dixit? Ipse. That sounds Latin. Are we speaking Latin here? An assertion made but not proved. Dictum. Dixit. Wow. Okay, well, chat, thank you for that one. I needed your help. Oh, it's a game? Oh, okay. Here, wait. I need a button for this one. There we go. Dixit. Okay, you are telling me that Dixit is a game. Sure enough, it is. Look at that. Dixit Odyssey board game. Dixit the board game. A French board game. Oh, in Latin, Dixit, he, she, or it said. Oh, yeah. Well, going back to that definition we just read. Yeah, he said, she said, it said. A French board game created by Jean-Louis Robira. Illustrated, published. Using a set of cards illustrated with dreamlike images, players select cards that match a title suggested by the designated storyteller player and attempted to guess which card the storyteller selected. The game was introduced in 2008. Dixit won the 2010 Spiel des Jahres award. Oh, that's so fun. That sounds like a really fun. My kids would love that. Honestly, I think my kids would really love that one. Players select cards that match the title suggested by the designated storyteller player and attempt to guess which card the storyteller selected. Oh, that's neat. That is really neat. Huh. I like it. Maybe we'll end up getting it. Maybe we'll get it. That sounds really fun. All right. Well, thank you for the help on that one, Dixit. Glad that was a word, even if it was in Latin. We're really digging deep on this one. Collection of abstract photos, and you have to get people to guess the picture with limited clues. That's great. Yeah, I'm going to say that. Great for kids who like abstract games and puzzles. Well, I mean, my kids love, apples to apples, or, even more abstract than that is Pickwits. Oh, that's a fun one. Pickwits. You take it's essentially like, what you know your meme, or, all those other ones that are like picture based. And you have a caption, and then everyone goes around and plays one of their picture cards. And when you lay a picture card, it will tell you, there's all these different ones. And then the one person that laid the caption, they're the judge, and they pick like the funniest one or the one that's most relatable. And you're not really playing to match it the most accurately. You're playing to make sure that one is the one that the person, the judge, would pick. So like my youngest daughter, when we play, you always try to play animal cards, because like the ones that she picks tend to be the cute little animal cards, or the ones that my older daughter plays, typically are like the funnier ones, or the more literal ones. My son does the more literal ones. And so you have this kind of strategy, you play the right cards. And it is a very abstract game because, it's very subjective. Every guess is very subjective. That's the fun, though. I think my kids would love that game. So I'm going to take a look at that later. Maybe add it to my Amazon cart. If it's a hit, maybe I'll make a link to it too. Occasionally I do affiliate links. I'll put it in my big long list of affiliate links. So if other people want to buy it too, they can get to it real easy. So we started with gambit. That was a word that I came up on my own, gambit. And then T led to tomb, T-O-M-B. And then bound. Was that you, Cricket, that came up with bound? That was a great one. That was super helpful. It's funny when you stare at something for long enough, it kind of loses its meaning. But then somebody with a new set, fresh set of eyes, and they see it, and it's like, well, duh, why not this one? And then that great word Dixit. And then the T led us to tang. And then the G, thank you for that one, gizmo. I used the word gizmo. It's just, again, you see words, you're staring at it for a long time, and it all kind of loses its meaning. Oh, man, that was great. Super good. All right. Well, I always love leaving a challenge for you, a call to action at the end, where it's Valentine's Day and we are, maybe with our significant others, or we're wishing we had a significant other, or thinking about love, just thinking about the people we love. Could be family or friends or anybody. My challenge for you today, speaking of a fun new game that we just discovered today, we'll pick someone you love. Pick maybe a couple people you love, your children, or you're younger and it's a spouse or a date or somebody, anyone, whoever your Valentine is. Go play a fun game, maybe even a new game with them, but play a game with them. So yeah, you guys are awesome. That was for sure very tough today, the letterboxed. So we're gonna leave it right here on the end on this one, because that was a lot more manageable. That felt a lot better to work on, this connections today. So thanks for a great stream. We learned a lot today. We even discovered a new game, which is amazing. I love discovering new things. It's because of you guys that I'm able to craft new things and discover new things and find out new things a lot of times. So thanks for a great stream. Thanks for the the chats and the help on the puzzles. We needed it. And I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.